strong camera angle can make even a simple scene feel expansive, intentional, and cinematic. But many 3D artists struggle because they don't have a repeatable way to find great angles consistently. In this video, I'll show you the 4-step system I use to find strong portfolio level angles fast, without relying on luck. It's the same workflow behind almost every image in my portfolio. I'll demonstrate this in Unreal Engine, but you will see how this method works no matter what software you use. Let's begin with the step 1, which will help you avoid the biggest disasters I have seen in the industry. Imagine you have finished a beautiful project and then you realize you have to redo the entire camera plan from scratch. This happened to our team once. We worked on a massive residential development with more than 250 apartments. We delivered certain images we were seriously proud of. Even the marketing team loved them. But the CEO was angry. Why? Well, we forgot the most unique thing about the project, the river view, and we barely showed it in our renders. So we had to redo many shots, switch to different apartments, and move the cameras to actually sell what made the project special. Since then, before I place a single camera, I spent just 15 minutes researching the project and getting clear on 3 things. First, what's the goal? Is it promotion, presentation, or competition? Second, who is it for? Is it young families, seniors, or professionals? Who needs to feel this is for me? Third, what is the USP? What makes it unique? Is it views, location, or amenities? What's the thing that should definitely show up in multiple shots? Now that we know what we're actually trying to sell, let's go to step 2. When you sit down to set cameras, 2 problems usually come up. First, you freeze, because where do you even begin? And then you fall into the first option trap. You find one angle that works, feel false safety in it, and you never move on to try anything better. That's perfectionism holding you back. So the second step is simple. Generate options before you judge. Start imperfectly and place a lot of cameras. My rule is this. If I need to deliver 3 shots, I'll place at least 10 cameras. For a bigger project, I will easily place 30. To make this faster, start with the same default camera every time. For architecture, that's usually a wide lens with a low aperture. If you want my wide, mid, and close-up camera presets, plus the render settings and the lighting presets I use, they're linked in the description. Now, this isn't random. If you place cameras with 0 intention, it won't work. So here is the 3-second checklist my brain is wired to run every time I judge an angle. The first second is subject. What is the one thing this image is showing? The one thing it's selling. Second 2, composition. Does the image follow any composition rules? For example, the rule of thirds is a solid option. In Unreal, you can switch to the cinematic viewport and then turn on the 3x3 grid. Then follow the grid and place the subject near the intersecting lines. Second 3 is depth. Do you have separation between foreground, midground, and background? If not, can I get at least 2 layers by moving the camera a little bit or adding a simple foreground element? Now that you have broken the ice and dropped a bunch of potential cameras, it's time to move to step 3. At this stage, the biggest problem is choice overload. But remember, we placed a ton of cameras on purpose, so we could ruthlessly filter them down. Here is the 3 filters rule to follow. First, find the hero shot. Your hero is usually a wide or mid shot that looks great and sells the project instantly. Most of the time you already felt it while placing the cameras. If not, go through your cameras one by one, and when you find shots that could be the main image, move them into a new folder and name it Camera Hero. Filter 2 is to pick the supporting shots. Create a folder for it and go through the cameras again. Your job now is to grab the best supporting angles, details, secondary wides, and any other decent views. Filter 3 is to reduce to a final set. Now go through both folders and pick your winners. Any camera that lost is moving down to a folder below. Do this until you have 1 to 2 hero shots and 3 to 5 supporting angles. That's your final shot list. Now, as a bonus, here are 2 common mistakes that can still ruin the step. The first mistake is a camera angle that looks cool, but doesn't actually fit into the story. The same strong shot of a busy street might be perfect to sell an office building, but it will ruin a residential project that needs calmness and safety. So pick one mood for the whole set, be it calm, luxury or busy, whatever you have figured out in the step 1, and delete anything that fights it. Mistake 2. Costly shots that don't pay off. Don't create extra work for yourself for a shot that's only mildly useful. Delete angles that are mostly supportive but cost a ton, like shots with many neighboring buildings or problem areas that will take forever to clean up. Alright, let's move on to the step 4. This is the part that makes the shot look expensive. Up to this point, we didn't spend any time perfecting the shots, and that was intentional. The first 3 steps helped us find the best angles quickly and avoid wasting time making mediocre views look slightly better. But a great angle can still be ruined in the final details. That's why you can never skip the step 4. This is a time for us to polish the shots properly. Here are 3 shortcuts to a clean, professional look. 1. The biggest giveaway of an amateur work is wonky verticals. That's why you should get into the habit of keeping the lines straight. Yes, it's not the only style, but one that always works for architecture. So make sure your camera is level. Set your X and Y rotation to 0, so verticals stay parallel. Most of the shots, however, require looking up or down. In this case, use a tool to fix vertical tilt. In Unreal, there is a few plugins that can do it. I personally like ArchWizard tools. 2. Even the strongest camera angle can be ruined by flat lighting. If your shot looks flat, move a key light to a side angle. Roughly 90 degrees from the camera works. This will add shadows to the scene and make it pop. 3. The greatest shots never leave the edges of the image neglected, so make sure to frame intentionally. Give yourself permission to art direct the scene. It's okay to move furniture a little. Put a tree closer, even add a non-existent foreground object like a plant. The goal is to guide the eye so the composition feels intentional. If this was helpful and you want to go deeper on ArchWizard in Unreal Engine, watch this video next. I will show you the 7 biggest mistakes I made so you can avoid them and save yourself potentially years of trial and error. Make sure to subscribe too. See you there.